Welcome back to another video for HarborFinancialOnline.com. Today I'm going to be talking about the tax refund schedule and when to expect your refund, and if you didn't get your refund, how to get it. So let me get the video going here. So if you e-file your taxes, you should expect to have your refund in 7 to 10 days and 10 to 15 days for your state. It takes a little bit longer to get it from the state. Sometimes it can be a couple days after, but I like to tell people 10 to 15 days. Federal, 7 to 10 days. Sometimes it comes quicker. It just kind of depends the time of the year that you're filing, because there are certain months and weeks where you have 80% of the people filing. So it really depends how many people are filing at that time. I always recommend e-filing over filing by paper if you're wanting to get your refund quicker, because how this works is if you file by paper, they get that tax return. They have to manually, someone has to sit there, enter in the information, has to be processed, but the fact they have to pile up a stack of returns and get to yours, enter the information, so your return could be sitting there for a month before they enter it in. So it's so much better to e-file it. Plus, e-filing is going to accurately figure out what your refund's going to be. But doing it by paper, you're more likely to make mistakes. So it's so much better to e-file. You have the option to carry your refund over to the next year if you expect to owe taxes, and say if your withholdings weren't enough. So if you calculate your taxes and it says you had a refund due of $2,000, you have the option to carry that refund electronically to the next year, and that means you just won't get the refund. It'll just be $2,000 applied to your taxes for the next year. So that's good to have if you're expecting to owe taxes. You can file a claim for a credit or refund within 3 years from the date you could have filed the return. Okay? So the 3 years from the date you could have filed the return, you can file a claim for a credit or refund. So remember that. State rules for requesting a refund can be different. So refer to whatever state you have, go to their website, or you can just call their customer service line. Now, if you lived in a designated disaster area, this is according to the IRS, they'll have designated disaster areas, you can get more time to apply for a refund from an old return, okay? Because you have 3 years to go back to get a refund from an old return. So normally, if this does qualify as a disaster area, you'll get an extra 1 year from the IRS. You can amend an old tax return from up to 3 years if you're going to request a refund. So what this means is, say that you found you made a mistake on your tax return and you qualify for a refund because of that mistake, you can go back, amend that return, but you can only go back 3 years. So make sure that any tax returns that you prepared, if it's more than 3 years, there's really nothing you can do unless it was in a disaster area. Now, when you request this refund, it's normally going to take 6 to 12 months to get your refund amount if it's approved. This is just because it has to be manually reviewed. This is not going to be done electronically. This is going to be a person looking at the review, making sure that your request for a refund is right, making sure that the amended return you prepared is correct. So expect 6 to 12 months. I've seen it take longer, so it's not something that's going to be done quick. This process at the state level is normally going to take longer. I've seen it take 1.5 years. So it really just depends on the state you live in and how quick they process returns. If you're sending something like this in during tax season, January to April, it's not going to get done anytime soon. They're much more busy with other stuff. So if you don't receive your refund within 15 days after a normal e-file, make sure to contact them, and 20 days for the state level. It's common to have processing errors without being notified, so if you don't have it in that amount of days, that's why I would recommend contacting them. Okay, I already went over the amount of days. I highly recommend e-filing. It's going to eliminate errors, and you're going to get your money quicker, so there's just no reason nowadays to not e-file. I recommend preparing the return online. You can do it at our site, harborfinancialonline.com. It's a great site to use. We have an online estimator calculator. You can just do a free estimate of what your refund might be, and if if it looks like something you want to use, you can prepare the return directly online, e-file it, and get your refund normally in 7 to 10 days. So thank you for watching the video. I hope you watch some of my other videos. We cover all areas of tax, credits, deductions, ways to increase your refund. And again, thank you, and I'll talk to you later.